But yeah, there is the Steam replay. I don't really care about any of this. 13% of your playtime was with a controller. Cool, I guess. I played Elden Ring with a controller and the Steam Deck games. Didn't play too much on the Steam Deck last year, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, nobody gives a fuck. I only want to take a look at the games I played last year. Problem is, I remember Steam also, like 2-3 days after this came out, Steam also dropped like another version of this, I guess, of just the games you played with some data about them, how much you played them, whatever. I don't remember the exact details. I cannot find it. So sadly, we're stuck with this, but it's good enough, I guess. What did I play in January? I'm also curious myself, even though I looked at this list, I am also curious what we have here. We have Hogwarts Legacy, which made up 68. Why? I should have played a little bit more. It makes 68% of my playtime in January, which is kind of crazy. I played that thing a lot. Such a shame that it doesn't show me the total playtime. Anyway, unlocked 100% achievements in this year. Yep, I played that thing for over 100 hours and I unlocked 100% achievements. That includes the 4 achievements that are tied to a quest that is split across all 4 houses. So you actually have to start a playthrough in all 4 houses to get all these 4 achievements and to get the entire story of that one quest. And most of 98% of that playtime was in January and then also a little bit in August. I have no idea what I did in August, but yeah, I played this thing a lot. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. I played it for over 100 hours in January alone, apparently. And I also first played it in 2024, so you know it's good. Last Call BBS is like... What was that even? I think it's like a collection of small games? Yeah. It's a collection of small games that were like fine. They were fun enough, but I don't know. I don't know. I kind of dropped it after at some point. Portal Revolution I actually played on stream. This is a Portal mod, the newest one, I think. The newest, at least such a big one with a completely original story, blah blah blah. A lot of fun, but I feel like I found it fine. I found some of the puzzles way too derivative of Portal 2's puzzles. And not in this like clever, you know, reference type way, but in this like, oh yeah, this is just the same puzzle basically. Type way. The story was, honestly, I already forgot what the story even was. It wasn't that interesting. It was interesting that there were some original characters, that was nice, and with some voice acting, that was nice. But overall, the story wasn't that interesting. I remember some puzzles being frustratingly difficult, like not hard, not like fun hard, but frustrating hard, where I sat here and geniuses like CRJ were also here and nobody could figure it out. I don't know, like it was fine, it was fun. I like Portal and I always like me some more Portal. But a thing I've noticed in the past few weeks, or the past month or two, since I've started like really looking into more mods and really playing mods, people really seem to love this mod. Like many people in like mods like tier lists or whatever, in comment sections, like everyone is glazing it so hard. They give it like 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s. I don't know, I disagree. For me it's like a solid 6, but not much more than that. It's like, it was fine. Again, I like me some more Portal, but like chill out. There are much better mods out there in my opinion. Fallout New Vegas, also first played in 2024. I played this for I think 8.2 hours. I looked it up a few days ago. I think it was 8.2 hours. I think I got a good impression of it. Problem is though, I played it after Fallout 3, which is right here. Okay, let's do Fallout 3 first, which is not first played in 2024 because I actually started with this one in December 2022. And I'm just not a big fan of Fallout 3. I played it for like 12, 13 hours, I think. And the problem I have with it is, in the background, we can see the destroyed Washington. It looks so sick. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. I was so hyped to go through the destroyed Washington, blah, blah, blah. What ended up happening is all the outside areas are pretty small and linear and are connected by these like underground tunnels that you always have to go through. And a lot of your playtime is spent in these underground tunnels that are sometimes also pretty confusing because you don't get a map or anything. And sometimes the way you have to go, like if you look at your map of the overworld, like you see where you want to go, you see your direction that you're going into. So you think, yeah, this is the right tunnel, but then it ends up just being the wrong tunnel because it ends up leading somewhere else, and then you can't find your way, and it's so frustrating. And a lot of that playtime is spent in these like annoying tunnels that I don't even care about. Like, yeah, in like a couple sections in the game in the tunnels, yeah, sure, whatever. But it felt like the majority of the game was spent in the tunnels, whereas I wanted to explore the destroyed world, the destroyed Washington. That felt so frustrating, and at some point I just dropped it. It was fun whenever I got to play on the overworld, but the tunnels at some point just annoyed me so much that I just dropped it. And then with New Vegas, I liked it much more. It actually takes place outside of Vegas, like in the areas around Vegas, and you can also go into Vegas, which I didn't get to do because I stopped before I did that. But that one I liked much, much more because it actually takes place on an open, like, destroyed post-apocalyptic world with mutants, with weird people, with, like, little small villages, hideouts, all the things you would imagine. Fun, but I don't know what it is. At some point, I just dropped it. I don't even know why. It was fine, and I wanted to continue playing it, but I just didn't have the motivation to continue, and eventually just didn't pick it back up and uninstalled it, because I was clearly not playing it anyway. But I like New Vegas much, much more than 3. Fallout 3 is so overhyped, I agree. Portal 2, this is when I played the Portal 2 co-op campaign with Maddie. 12 unlocked this year, there you go, like, hug 3 different people on your friends list in co-op. Oh wait, this was later. This was also later. I replayed Portal 2 a couple months ago and tried to go for 100% achievements, and I unlocked like all the achievements I could except the co-op ones. But there is also a co-op one here from January. There you go. November and December is a lot of playtime, and in January we don't have that much. But that was when I played the co-op campaign together with Maddie, which was a lot of fun. But also sometimes very frustrating, because I have almost 100 hours in Portal 2 by now. That excludes some of the mods. So probably in total like over 120 or so hours, probably-ish. So, you know, I see surfaces. I guess portable surfaces. I have a better understanding of the puzzles, I guess. Which also made it frustrating in a fun way on stream, because Maddie just didn't understand things that were very obvious to me, and I don't know, that was fun. H-Bomb has a great dissection of both 3 and New Vegas. Send it to me. Untitled Goose Game was, I think, my first... I don't know why it's placed so late, but I think this was my first stream game. Was it in 2024, or was it on this channel? I think that was my first stream game ever on this channel after I created this channel. Wait, let me... Yes, so my first stream was on the 3rd... was on the 3rd January, and it was first stream ever on this channel. New year, new channel, old me. That was my first ever game on this channel during my first ever stream on this channel. That was Untitled Goose Game, and it was fun. Portal with RTX. Oh, right. I played Portal with RTX. Let's not talk about that. Portal with RTX is a version of Portal with RTX. It's free. But it's... Why would you play this over... Like, it's the same game. But the Portal's graphics are timeless. This is just not necessary. It just eats up your resources for no reason, and yes, it makes the game prettier in some ways, but in some other ways, because it looks prettier and more realistic, it just takes away from the charm and actually from the suspension of disbelief. So I questioned some things that I didn't question in the original. RTX is cancer. I wouldn't say it in such extreme terms, but what else did we have in January? God of War, which actually Minox gifted me. Thank you so much again for that. I would love to also play the sequel. This game, I got 100% achievements over the course of 4 months, it seems. The least time was spent in January. So yeah, I did 100% in this game on stream, so you know it was good. You know I liked it. I don't do 100% for just any game, especially not on stream. Boy, bring the controller. But I did also have my problems with it. Like, it felt, in some ways, it felt a little too restrictive. Sequel when? I don't have the sequel, so whenever I get it, I guess. But yeah, I felt it was a little too restrictive sometimes. Like, I would try to, like, it presents itself, in my opinion, that was the impression I got at least, as this, like, game with very open environments. But then whenever I tried to actually stray from the main path, I just ran into invisible walls. Yeah, I felt it was a little too restrictive. Like, sometimes also there were like ledges that I wanted to just like walk over to jump down, but instead that wasn't possible, so I had to go to very specific spots where Kratos would just like go down and like jump down himself in this like animation that took like 1 or 2 seconds, and it just felt slower than it had to be and a little more restrictive than it had to be, in my opinion. That's my main problem with it. But other than that, it was a lot of fun and I liked it a lot. So yeah, I would love to play the sequel. Heroes of Might and Magic 3, one session played. I didn't really play it. Let's skip over this. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a game I played a lot. I finished the game, I finished the DLCs, and I finished the Discovery Tour, which is basically, the Discovery Tour has been a thing for like the, I think, Egyptian, Greek, and Norse Assassin's Creed games, where basically you get the open map, no enemies whatsoever, and it's like a museum. You can look at everything, you also get a tour, you also get like a voiced, like actually like sort of tour through all the areas, like little tours, little guides. Like an actual museum. Genuinely interesting stuff. I love these Discovery Tours. But yeah, all in all, I played this game a lot. I finished all the things the game has to offer. And this is probably the most mid Assassin, annoyingly mid at some point. In the beginning, interesting. Literally, when I first opened the game and I first came into the world, I was stunned. It looked beautiful. I walked around, I looked around, it looked incredible. But we all know how Ubisoft games are, right? They're basically checklists. And I wanted to see just how big the checklist in this game is. And so I opened the map, and I scrolled out, and I scrolled out some more, and I thought, okay, no, this should be about the size of the map, right? And I scrolled out some more, and suddenly the game was about twice as much as I thought it would be. It's way too much. It is way, way, way too much if you're trying to go for anywhere close to 100%, or even if you're trying to explore all the areas in the game, which the main story doesn't lead you through all the areas. The main story leads you through about, I would probably say maybe 40-50% of the map. And there is a lot to see. There are some really cool areas that the main story doesn't lead you to. But it's just too much. And it looks too samey. There are some interesting environments, of course, and there are some different environments, but even in the art book, which I took a look at, they flexed with their different environments, with how different they are, but then they all look the same. Like, yeah, one environment has more rain, the other one has, I guess, slightly darker trees, the third one has, like, some rivers and stuff. Like, yeah, these are cool things on their own, but they don't make me impressed about a new environment. It's still all largely the same. And that was a huge shame. Like, a lot of this game, like, probably like 80%, 85% of this game, maybe even closer to 90, are either water, like open water, oceans, seas, lakes, whatever, forests, or like hills, like fields with hills and stuff. And for such a massive map, to only offer this is just not enough. So it became very tedious very early on, to the point of it being annoying. I didn't enjoy my time with this one overall, and I don't think I will ever be replaying it. But I finished it. Okay, now let me catch up on chat. Hardware level ray tracing isn't actually a bad thing, but it gets used poorly in many cases. There are so many games that use it well, but they don't talk about it because they don't need to sell you on an RTX experience. Yeah, it's like that thing of, like, you know, they have to mention it. You know, this, like, there are games and movies that innovate in things very, very major things, and they or sometimes even not as major things, but very influential things that end up being very influential, but they don't talk about it all the time because it's not a selling point. That technology is not a selling point. It was made in support to be able to create the vision, to be able to realize the vision that the creators had. It's in those cases, say, RTX is not the selling point. It is just a way to make the game exactly what the creator wanted it to be. And so, of course, they might mention it. Yeah, it looks cool, it looks groundbreaking, but it's not gonna be the main thing that they're gonna be talking about. I feel like that's a big difference. When you play a game called Portal with RTX, then you already know RTX is the main selling point and not just a component in a bigger thing. Yeah. Check Steam. Did you just give me... Yeah, and there we have the first one again. God, that will actually be the last God of War game, by the way, that I haven't played yet. Wait, no, I still haven't played the second one. But other than that, I have played every single one. Movies were always doing the stuff. Oh, it just took a lot of computation time, which means excessive rendering times. RTX was a way to do it faster and more efficiently, and it got a weird response from the game sales side of things. There is this one thing I sometimes think about, is how, in such cases, is how The Shining was the first, like, big budget movie to use the Steadicam. Because Kubrick discovered it very early on after it was invented and used in some smaller movies. Kubrick decided to use it in The Shining. That was the first big budget movie ever to use the Steadicam. Did they make it a marketing point? Hey, look, our cameras are are very steady in this movie. Look at the movie itself is trash, but you know, the camera. Not that The Shining is trash, but you know what I mean. It feels like sometimes marketing focuses too much on this, you know, technological but not really consequential side of things, instead of, or like development in general, instead of, you know, the game or the movie itself. Thank you so much, Minox. What the fuck? Anyway, what's next? Alright, SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I actually played this one at Gamescom for a little bit. And I found it very, very incredibly mid. I found it very, very easy, very, very oversaturated in its colors. And very, yeah, well, easy, boring. And boring because it was so easy. But then people played it, then it came out, people played it, people loved it. People said it's like the nostalgia game, blah, blah, blah. And that got me curious, so I decided to play it again. And I still stand by what I said before. I feel like this game really is either A, for children, or B, for people who played the original back in the day and just want some nostalgia. I don't really think this is that great of a game, personally. I didn't even finish it, because in order to finish it, in order to unlock new levels, you have to collect stuff in previous levels, and I just couldn't be bothered. I think I did most of the levels. I think I was still missing like 3 or 2 levels. But I just couldn't be bothered to collect all these collectibles just to unlock the last levels. It wasn't that fun. And then I played it with a friend, with my bestie, because there is actually a co-op mode. Until we realized that the co-op mode is literally just a minigame. Which we played the minigame, but it's just a minigame. Why can you not play the whole game in co-op? There is literally co-op in the game. And there are multiple characters in the game that you switch between. Why is there no actual co-op for the main game? Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes I played with Maddie. Sadly, we didn't finish it. We didn't finish all the available bombs because at some point Maddie just wasn't feeling it anymore. Which is a huge shame. I would have loved to continue. It was a lot of fun. And it was very chaotic. And we didn't even get to, like, I was always defusing the bombs, as Maddie was always reading the manuals and explaining it to me. We never even got to flip the thing to make me explain the thing. Such a shame. I would love to keep playing this. Clear all stages in the experiment. Here is proof that I actually finished the single-player campaign of the worst Resident Evil game in existence. And I did it on stream. Wait, can you do that mode like 3 more times? No, you have to pay me for it. The Surge, right? I played this. This is like a Souls-like game that I was very curious about because you can see it in this background image. It's very sci-fi. I was very curious about it, but and it was very interesting at first. But over time, it just got more and more frustrating. Not hard as like challenging hard, as like interestingly challenging hard, but just frustrating hard in my opinion. And many people seem to agree. Actually, I've read some reviews and I dropped it in the middle of like chapter 4 or so, which was like, I don't know, 60% or so into the game as far as I understand. I just dropped it. I rage quit. Like bad controls. No, the controls were good. Just the enemies are just frustrating to beat. Like especially, like in the beginning it's fine in my opinion. The first boss, apparently many people didn't even finish the first boss because they didn't like it. That was not a problem for me. I beat the first boss, I think even like second try or so. But later on you would just have overly strong enemies that are pretty hard to beat, and they would be normal enemies and even in small environments, and I don't know, it just became frustrating. Surge is fine at the beginning, but it frankly loses its magic so quickly that it's barely worth it. I also disagree with this. I think it still had its magic even later on. It just got too frustrating. A few demos that I played. That was when I was at my parents' place. I played a bunch of demos like the Dread Dawn, Indica. I'm not sure what this even is. Monty Kong. That was that one stream where I didn't even have my face cam on, and for some reason I still had like 20 people in there. That was crazy. That was during the Steam Fest or whatever it's called, and they had like a bunch of demos of upcoming games, and I just played a couple of them. Ooh, Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge is a pretty short game. It's like 5-6 hours. And it's one of those games that I've always wanted to play, but never did. And as you can see, these 5 to 6 hours took me about 3 months to get through. Because this game didn't age well, in my opinion. It just didn't age well. I always only played it. I only ever played it in like 20-minute bursts until I guess in April I was like, okay, you know what? I want to finish it. I want to be done with it. This is such a short game. I actually want to finish it just for the sake of finishing it. So I powered through. But I only ever like really played it in like 20-30-minute bursts because it just didn't age well. The controls are trash. Motion sickness was real with this one because it's a parkour game in first person, so you also like roll and like climb and jump and stuff all in first person, to the point of, to me at least, motion sickness when you like jump off like 3 walls and I don't know. Yeah, no. There was a really good 2D Mirror's Edge. You mean the mobile game? What else do we have? It was a Flash game. Oh, I don't know about that. What else do we have that's actually worth talking about? Like Sherlock Holmes The Devil's Daughter was fine, but there is not much I can say about it. September 1999 I actually played on stream. It's a very short game. It was like, what, 5-6 minutes or so? And it was interesting, but there is no real gameplay, and it just ended at some point when it just started to get like really interesting. I don't know, kind of a waste in my opinion. Assassin's Creed Rogue, which I played for the first time that year. Apparently I tried in February, but I really played it in October. But also not much to say about this, it's just old school Assassin's Creed, I guess. It's like Assassin's Creed Black Flag 2.5 or so, or like 1.5. I don't know. I finished Metro Exodus again. I replayed Metro Exodus, still love the game. It Takes Two, this says demo because only one person has to own the game. It's a co-op game, right? But only one person has to own it in order to be able to play it, and my friend owned it. So this is not like the demo, this is more like the friends thing, that I got to play it for free because my friend has it. Absolute 10 out of 10 game in my opinion, by the way. This is incredible. Cyberpunk, especially in September apparently. I played through the whole story of Cyberpunk, as well as the DLC. Look at how beautiful this game is. This is incredible. I still can't believe how good it looks. Like, look at this. Of course, this is with graphics enhancing mods, but shh. Like, look at this. This is crazy. I like this screenshot, by the way, of just Johnny standing there just looking at the poster. Really inspecting it. Anyway. Alright, I played through the Alan Wake series this year as well, last year. The first one, and then in May we have Alan Wake's American Nightmare, and then Alan Wake 2 and its DLCs as well. All on stream, of course. Oh, I guess this is when I started getting back into Isaac. Like in April, May, I got back into it. July, August, especially October, November, apparently. And I'm still on it. I'm still grinding for 100%. I've been playing that game ever since it came out. I played the original Isaac game even before Rebirth came out. I remember not liking Rebirth's art style because it was different. And I'm still going for 100%, and I took a long break of like a year or so, and then I got back into it, and then I will probably take another break, and I don't know. I like Isaac, it's my comfort game. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I apparently played in its entirety in May. Also finished, also first time, because I'm filling out my Assassin's Creed bucket list, and now I want to replay Unity because it's been too long. But the only two I haven't played as of right now are the 2 newest ones, and well, the upcoming one of course, but these are the only 2 Assassin's Creed games that I haven't played yet. As far as I know, at least. That and by all of and God, and by only games, I really mean only games. You know I look deep into franchises. Oh, Balatro. Oh, the Exit 8, right! I still want to play the sequel. The Exit 8 was so much fun. I still want to play the sequel, The Platform 8, which released last year. Actually in May, by the way. Funny that I played Exit 8 in May. But I don't have it. But I really want to play it, and I want to play it on stream. Oh, so this was when I started playing Silent Hill Homecoming. This is the worst version of Homecoming out there. This version, this PC Steam version of Silent Hill Homecoming is so bad that I actually ended up playing it on a PlayStation 3 emulator instead, because that version actually works. Oh, Resident Evil 7. This marks a pivotal point. Remember how I thought that my best friend would move away back to her home country, which she didn't end up doing, but at the time it looked like she would. This was the last time we were in this room together and just played a game and just played the game. And Resident Evil 7 was the last game that we played together. Before she went to her country for holiday or for summer holidays, and would then probably stay there. That at the time was what I thought she would do, and she too. Only while she was there in like August or so did she decide to stay, after all. But at the time, this was the last time we saw each other, and this, in my mind, was the last time we would see each other for a long time, because Moldova is not like, you know, next door. But she ended up staying. She did move to a different city, but at least she is still in this country. Oh my god, holy shit. I don't know what I would have done without her. She's amazing. Oh, Portal Reloaded. I played this, the co-op campaign, the cooperative update there. This Portal mod, which in my opinion is better than Portal Revolution, is very hard, by the way. If you want to play this, do it. It's really, really good, but it's also really hard because it adds a third portal, a time portal, which gives you a whole new dimension of puzzle solving, and it's very hard. And then it got a co-op mod, a co-op update, like a co-op campaign, which I ended up playing with Peachy on stream. It wrecked my brain. At some point, Peachy just did everything. I felt during those streams, at some point, I started feeling like Maddie did during the normal Portal 2 co-op streams with me, I feel like. Holy shit, that was hard. I don't know how Peachy figured everything out, but she somehow did. But it was a lot of fun. I love Portal. Oh yeah, right, we also played the Resident Evil 7 Beginning Hour, which is like a playable teaser of Resident Evil 7, but it isn't the same game. It says Beginning Hour, but it's actually a different game. It's actually like an original thing. July? We're already halfway through. That's good. Oh, Elden Ring. I only played it in 2 months, like for 2 months, but holy shit, I have like 80 hours of playtime in that thing. I played it so much, I got so addicted to it that I played it like every day. And because I only played it on stream, I just started random streams. I sometimes streamed for like 7 days a week, 4 of which I would play Elden Ring, or like 5 of which I would play Elden Ring. And the other 2 would be chatting streams. And then sometimes I felt like playing Elden Ring, but didn't want to stream. And that's when I... Wait, where is it? Is Dark Souls not here? And that's when I played Dark Souls. I have no idea why it's not showing here, but Dark Souls should also be here. And that's when I started playing Dark Souls, and also sunk like some hours, like 30, 40 hours into that as well. Just because I wanted to play more Elden Ring, but I didn't feel like streaming. Oh my god, this sucked me in so bad. but over time it annoyed me more and more with some of the bullshit it pulled, especially the double bosses. And when I then reached the famous Godskin duo, if you know, you know, I gave up on it and I never looked back. I think the only other noteworthy one here is Sleeping Dogs, which I apparently didn't play that much in June and July, but a lot in August. I also finished it. I finished all the DLCs as well, which are included in this version of the game. This is basically GTA in Hong Kong, and with more of a focus on fist fights. It's a lot of fun. I loved it. And it's like really ridiculous as well. It's not like it's this, I mean, it is like this serious police story, whatever, but it's just ridiculous in some ways, where you would just like beat the shit out of these criminals, but you're a police officer, just like arrest them. No, you would just martial arts the shit out of them. I don't know, it's fun. It's funny and ridiculous, and I love it. Oh, I love Metroidvanias. And I guess Axiom Verge is the only one I really played last year. I play them on my Steam Deck usually, because I don't know, I think it's like perfect to play these 2D Metroidvanias on a handheld device. Yeah, and there is nothing else to say. I just love Metroidvanias, and I guess this was the only one I played last year. I really didn't play much on the Steam Deck last year, because I just didn't feel like I had the time, even though I did have the time. But it would have felt like a waste of time. Does that make any sense? Like, to play it in bed before sleeping, to just waste an hour or so before sleeping? I could spend that hour in other ways, you know? So I kind of didn't do it much, but Axiom Verge apparently I did, and I loved it. Oh, The Last of Us Part 1 I also started in August. Okay. Also, in my opinion, a little overrated, but nonetheless very good. Jusant is a really cute game. It's not very long. I think I played it through it in 2 streams. Got 100% achievements, apparently. And it's just a very cute game with a really interesting world from the people who made the first Life is Strange game. It doesn't have that same gameplay. It's not like a walking simulator or like a one of those, like, you know, pick your own adventure type things, whatever. It is an actual game. It does actually have gameplay. I'm just trying to say that those people are experienced with emotional stories, and this story is pretty emotional. And the story is actually not told through voice lines at all. There is no dialogue in this game at all. But you pretty often actually pick up like random journal entries or whatever, like random newspapers, and that's how you experience the story. And I liked it a lot. It was very cute. I played the first 2 Mega Man games in August. Oh yeah, there it is. Complete the original Mega Man, complete Mega Man 2. I played the first 2 Mega Man games. I also still want to play the other ones. This collection includes the first 6. I still want to play them. Whenever I have nothing to play or don't know what to play, I'll just play a random Mega Man game, because why not? Or the third one, I guess, because why not? They're fun. I like them. Firewatch, Super Meat Boy Forever, nice. Thank you, shoutouts to Horpel for gifting me these, and The Last of Us was also gifted to me, but I forgot who it was, I'm sorry. Pizza Hero. Pizza Hero is this, like, small roguelike game where, well, it's pizza. You're pizza. You choose your toppings. Your toppings are your upgrades. It's fun. It's nothing special though. Like it's really nothing special, but it's fun. It's fun enough for like an hour or 2, in my opinion. Fuck you, Celeste. Yeah, a lot of games that I just like tried out for a little bit, but then dropped very quickly, like Car Mechanic Simulator, like Unbox, like Ghost Song, like The Long Return as well. Yes, Biomutant, Hellpie. I think Biomutant is the best known one of these, right? Dishonored 2. A lot of games that I just started that I just wanted to take a look at and wanted to maybe play because they looked fun, but then I just kind of dropped. I don't know, like this, like late late August, early September was kind of a slump for me in terms of games. I was kind of looking for a new game to play, but I just couldn't find any. So I just, again, played all of these for like maybe a couple hours at most. Shame that it doesn't show the playtime. I think Biomutant I have like 5 hours or so. So up to like 5 hours, but I dropped all of them because I don't know. But October changed things because this is when I played Assassin's Creed Rogue, this time for real. I'd wanted to play Odyssey for a while because I was interested. I thought I already kind of expected to not like it very much, but I loved Origins. It's my favorite Assassin's Creed game. So I thought I would give it a shot, and I did. And then after Odyssey was done, I was like, no, I kind of want to play like a real Assassin's Creed game, like not this RPG trash. And so I played Syndicate, and after Syndicate, I was like, okay, you know what? I kind of feel like playing another one, but not right now. So I waited for like half a year, and then I played Rogue. Yeah, I don't want to really like say much about them because I talked a lot about Assassin's Creed in the past, but yeah, that's the history. So I played 3 Assassin's Creed games last year that I hadn't played yet. Lego Brick Tales is also a game I played at Gamescom, and I had a lot of fun with. Problem is, though, when I started playing it in private, and I really, really wanted to play it in private ever since Gamescom, so for like 2 years. Gamescom is in August, so August 22, so after like more than 2 years, I finally got to play it, and I was disappointed. The gameplay was fun enough for the 15 or so minutes I played it at Gamescom. Was fun enough to hook me, was fun enough to make me play more, to make me want to play more. But this game, if you try to go for 100%, which I did, you can see I have some of the shiny rare achievements. I tried to go for 100%, and in that case it was like, what, 20 or so hours? And for that it's just way too much. It just doesn't offer enough value, in my opinion. The environments are very different, all kind of like small-ish and different, and it just feels like too much overall. Like, too much of the same thing. It should have been half the length, maybe only like 1 or 2 environments, and actually tell like one specific story instead of doing like 5 smaller ones that aren't all that interesting, all things considered, and that all have like the same basic gameplay. Like, each of them introduces a new mechanic, but it's not enough to carry the things. And that's a shame, because I actually like the concept, but I cannot really recommend this game. Except maybe for children. They might like it. There is this other Lego game, though. It's called Lego... I will look it up. Actually, let me look it up right now. So Brick Tales was this one. Lego Builder's Journey. It's a very short game. It took me 3.2 hours. You also played the Pirates one? You mean Pirates of the Caribbean? That was 2023. But I did play this on stream, yes. Lego Builder's Journey. Not a very long game. 3.2 hours, as you can see, and that includes some short breaks, I guess. Around 3 hours. And this is not a hard game whatsoever. It is, I guess, by definition a puzzle game, but it's not hard. But it's just very, very cute. It is about a father and his son. You can see them right here. Very, very rudimentary characters going on an adventure. And it's just really, really cute. And I kind of want to replay it. I think I'll replay it. Let me just quickly do this, just so it's in my list. I want to replay it. It's really, really cute, and also really well made graphically. Like, just look at this. Just this screenshot alone, just this frame alone, and like, it looks so good. But that's besides the point. That's just an extra, right? But that's also amazing, just how good it looks. Just look at this. It looks like real Lego. That's incredible. This is not like real footage. This is the game. Anyway, the Silent Hill 2 remake. Fantastic remake. probably my third favorite Silent Hill game overall, though I want to replay the very first one, and because I haven't played that in way too long, and I want to play Shattered Memories for the first time, which is like a reimagining of the first one. Hard to say remake when it's an entirely different game that just takes the same story, basically. But apparently even the story was changed up. So these two I still want to play, replay and play. But other than that, I have played every single Silent Hill game available to me. And this is probably my third favorite one. It is incredible just how good of a remake it is. It has its faults. I don't like the fighting system. There are some things I just don't like about it very much. But there are also some things that I think are even better than in the original. And in general, many of the things this game does in terms of environments, in terms of the order in which you do things, in terms of even layouts, are so different that it's basically its own experience. You could play this game and the original back to back, and yes, the story would be the same. But the way you go through the game would be so fundamentally different that the knowledge of one of the games wouldn't help you with the other one. Because literally all indoors areas even have entirely different layouts. Literally. The maps are completely different. The order in which you do things is sometimes completely different. The encounters with, for example, Pyramid Head are different and in different places. It's incredible how well this game was made, how well Bloober Team, the developers of it, knew in which ways to in which ways to adapt the original directly, and in which ways to switch it up, and while still staying faithful to it. This is incredibly well made, and I actually played it twice, almost back to back. I played it on stream, which took a while. Of course, it's not a very short game. I played it once on stream, but of course on stream I am kind of tied to just the Friday, so I only played it once a week for a couple hours. And so I actually wanted to replay it at my own leisure, and whenever I wanted to have an experience that is closer to, well, to my personal, I guess, experience with it, if that makes any sense, I don't know. So I actually replayed it almost right after the stream, and I even wanted to start a third playthrough after that. But then I thought, no, this is a little much. I have enough of this game for now. But the fact that I thought about a third playthrough back to back 3 times speaks volumes about how much I like this game. And I was a critic. I was a harsh critic of the pre-release material. I did not believe in this project. But yeah. From the Darkness, I also played on stream, and then in November, I think, but that was on my friend's account. I also played it at my friend, or my friend played it with me together at her place, because I wanted to see her reaction. This is not a 2024 game, but of the games I played in 2024, this is probably the scariest one. Holy shit. This one is seriously scary. Basically, you are alone in an old Soviet apartment. But are you alone? It's so fucking scary, holy shit. Shotgun King, by the way, if you're into roguelikes in any way, check out Shotgun King. It's pretty cool. It's chess, except you are only a king, the Black King. You are the Black King, and you're alone on the field. And you have a shotgun. So you have to shoot all the white pieces, and of course, as you go along, it gets harder. It's a really cool concept. I like Shotgun King. Oh, yeah, right. And also about Shotgun King is, of course, the thing you can maybe imagine already, but of course all the chess pieces move like the real chess pieces would. So the king can only move one space in any direction. The knight can move in this, like, you know, all the pieces move the way they would in a real chess game as well. So you know where the pieces are, of course, you know where they might move next. So it's also a bit of strategy involved. And yeah. Anyway, in November I played Portal 2. This is when I got back into Portal 2. After playing it with Maddie, the co-op mode in January. In November, I just wanted to play Portal again, and I decided to replay Portal 2, but with the developer commentary for the first time. So I did. And then I still didn't have enough, and that's when I started looking into mods, which I still do to this day. I have played a lot of Portal mods by now, and Portal 2 mods, and I'm still on it. And I still haven't played Portal 1 with the developer commentary, which I also still want to do. So there is still stuff to do in Portal, and I love it. I don't know what it is. Portal is just, in my opinion, a timeless game, and I just love this concept of portals, of how flawlessly it works. To this day, I sometimes still just place 2 random portals and just look through them and move around a little just to see just how flawlessly it works. I don't know, it just fascinates me. I love it. Oh yeah, and then after playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Syndicate, and Rogue, I thought, okay, I want to replay Assassin's Creed Unity. So after finishing Rogue in October, in November I decided, okay, let's go. But I dropped it after like 5 hours or so, because I just didn't, I don't know. I had enough of it. I had played 3 full Assassin's Creed games in just 1 year already, and these are not short games, especially if you go for 100%, which I did. And it just got too much for me. I still want to play it, but that was just too soon. Maybe in a couple months I will pick it back up, because I do want to replay it, because I haven't played it in a long time, and I didn't like it when I first played it, so I want to give it another chance, because people seem to like it now, retroactively. But yeah, it was just too soon. Oh, and there's the first mod I played in 2024. Portal Forbidden Testing Tracks, a mod that is actually on Steam, but that I somehow missed when I played all the mods that are on Steam. Because most mods are actually not on Steam. Most mods are on ModDB, a website for mods. But this is a mod that is on Steam that I had somehow missed, and apparently this is the worst Portal mod in existence, don't ever play it, blah blah blah, so I played it. And it was fine in the beginning, but became more and more confusing as time went on, and more gimmicky as time went on. Like, there are, I think, 3 or 4 more guns that alter reality in some way. You know, like the portal gun, there are also other types of guns that are only utilized for like half an hour or so. So, like, some really ambitious concepts, some really interesting concepts, all jumbled into this mess that doesn't really know what it wants to be. And that was a shame. So, yes, I also didn't like it all that much. I don't hate it. I found it not very good, but not horrible. But it exists, and it's a Portal mod that I played and finished. Are you proud of me, Dad? I hope you are. And in December, I started playing in November. Why is Slitherhead not in November? This is weird. Oh no, it is. It actually is. I just didn't see it. In November, I also started playing Slitherhead, which I finished last gaming stream, so on Monday, I think. I finished it on Monday, and this game has a really interesting concept, some really interesting ideas, a really interesting story, but sadly, very lackluster execution. The way the story is told, I didn't like, and some more things that I went into in my previous stream, so I'm not going to repeat all of that. And also, actually, in my Google Docs sheet, which I created, where I listed every game that I could remember that I played in 2024, and I am now updating for 2025 games. Once I figure out how to share a link without making everyone an editor, I will post it to my Discord and update it regularly. With all the games I play in 2025, with the playtime, with whether or not I stream it, with whether or not it's the first time I play it, blah blah blah, all the info and comments if I have any. And I actually wrote a lot about Slitherhead if you want to know a more detailed opinion. And the last game I played in 2024 was I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. An absolute classic game based on an absolute classic story. I played it for I think an hour or two and I dropped it. I wanted to like this game. I really did. I was excited for it. I had been excited for it for years, literally years that I wanted to play it, and I finally did. The problem is, though, it's a point-and-click adventure, so it is inherently slower than other games, and it has permadeath once you do something wrong, and there is a lot you can do wrong. And whenever you do something wrong, thanks to the permadeath, you have to start over. And after my third death, I think, I was like, okay, you know what? This is completely unpredictable. It feels completely random when I die and when I don't. Of course, within the story, it isn't. You know, I touch this wrong thing, something wrong happens, and I die. Yes, consequences of my actions. But I didn't expect such consequences. I thought pushing this button might help me in some way. And after dying 3 times, I concluded that I don't actually want to play it, sadly, even though it is still very interesting to me. But I don't like this trial and error system that just wastes a lot of my time. Huge shame. But yeah, those were my 2024 games. Much quicker than I expected. I thought I would talk about these much more. But here too, we have a couple like, you know, Super Magbot that I just played for a little bit, just tried it out. Isaac that I played some more, but I mentioned it before, you know. Little Nightmares 2, we all know that I love Little Nightmares. I have 100% achievements in Little Nightmares 2. Let me quickly show you. There. Like, I love the Little Nightmares series, like, that's no secret. So I didn't feel like commenting on them very much, so I think we're done.